All right, great. So join us. All right. All right. So it's kind of cryptic in the title here. So there's a town in Seattle had 52 UFO sightings, at least reported. I mean, who knows how legit this list is, but we'll just go with it. Like, I'm not looking for this stuff. I'm just sort of finding it. Ooh, I got something. 1 second. I gotta light my candle. Usually I have a candle and you can't see it, but clears the energies. All right, let's start over. Yeah, so, and it's also by this town. I'll go into it in a second, but it's by it's very close to a Air Force base. So it's kind of like Fairchild Air Force Base. Don't know anything about the place, but it's very telling. So imagine Nevada, away from Las Vegas, probably has the most. There's probably other places too. It just there's nobody out there to report it, and who knows, maybe the Men in Black is blanking it out, or who knows. Either way, just kind of go with what was said there and tap into it. There's also flooding worldwide, not just in the U.S. U.S. is going through a lot. Vermont is flooding, and we're not really into the hurricane season where it really starts to pull in a lot of weather, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm wondering if our hurricane season here in the U.S. is going to be, it might be kind of a quiet year. I could be wrong. It could be quiet. It's way too early to say that. I guess August will know that. But there's been flooding in Europe also. I'm not sure where. I forgot where it was. But it's strange weather anomalies going on. And we're going to go to this event, whatever it might be. It could be a weather event where we're being set up for some kind of I don't know. It's not clear right now. We'll know when it happens. It hasn't quite engaged, it seems. Could be presidential, political, possibly, or it could be something out of. Could be this month or this month maybe. Yeah, it's not. It's not clear. I don't. It might not know what it wants to do yet. It feels like we're going into some kind of. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow at midnight, I think it's more. I don't know if it's Eastern time or Pacific time, but the actors' strike begins, and right now it's not going anywhere. Even the head of the Actors Guild went to Europe for vacation. Might as well, right? It's not going anywhere, so like, who cares? They can probably negotiate on the phone and all that. There's just nothing happening there. That's pretty bad. If you're on the eve of a strike and you go on vacation, most likely there's going to be a strike. But we'll see. And man, if Hollywood goes through a reset, we're kind of living in our own. We have reality has its own script too, so we're going through our own reset also. So this is a big deal, because there's nobody to program us. Obviously, there's programming out there, but God forbid we think for ourselves. So yeah, it's like kind of like a reset. So we'll see where that goes. So if the SAG Screen Actors Guild does strike, that's a good thing overall, and it's going to really start to shake things up, which we need. It's funny, Ronald Reagan was involved with the last strike in the 60s, and yeah, that went off really well. It's like a mind control puppet. Anyway, also the Lost World, the 700 Club. So we're basically the Lost World technically, and the Alien 700 Club. So in the future, we're already seeing this already, but spiritual groups. I mean, can you imagine there's like a morning show about aliens, but it's like it's so new age and brainwashed, and it's like, oh, what's Anki doing today? I was talking to N. Will. He was flying around a spaceship. He made a sighting in Seattle or wherever, and they're all dressed up like a morning show, like you have morning shows today. I'm just using that for example. The 700 Club is, it's like a religious, it's a religious channel that talks about main events, and we're kind of going into that. Yeah, a bunch of crazies that just know everything about aliens somehow. And religion's transforming into the alien religion. So yeah, this is, I don't know, this is just, God, no thanks. But we're already seeing it already. I'm not going to show any examples. There's one out there. It's like a parody of itself. And then many think we're in this. Yeah, if you don't watch this show, you won't ascend or some kind of nonsense. When try solar flare can get our superpowers or whatever. It's just a tragedy. It really is. So, getting your powers isn't that simple. If people want a quick fix, it doesn't work that way. And then those that are like have a huge spiritual, following, but they're probably sold out. They sold out. All of them have. And they say they did all spiritual work. They say that, but it's more like they just sold out. And then they just tell everybody did a lot of work on themselves when they really didn't. So it just sounds nice. They can put on a t-shirt and probably people will buy it. Yeah, it's just a comedy out there. It really is. It's having Tony Comic Price Sessions scheduler. And the shop here, have the webinar, social network behind the scenes, and archive. Yeah, one thing also had another interaction with a troll. It's funny how with trolls, it's interesting. They get off a vibe. You already kind of know that they are a troll. You just kind of waiting them to show themselves. It's like, you know what? It's like I got some shady energy here, but you never know. Somebody might just be going. A person might not be just going through a lot, and that's normal. That's completely understood. And then there's others that are going through a lot, and they're just high-end manipulators. And then they show their colors, like we had in the webinar. It's always an arrogance there. Try to act like they're better than you and all that. It's all the same old story. It's like they talk the same. They're like reading from the same script. It's like whatever. I guess for those, and those that want to go into spirituality and do this stuff. And are you ready for those that are there to, try to pull one on you? And there's quite a few of them out there. It's like they always think the channeler is trying to pull something. We're not trying to pull anything. But then you have somebody coming in trying to mess with you. It's like, what's about that? So, they act like they're so smart and everything. It's so freaking gross. And they all sound the same. So, there's that. Like the same mental illness or something like that. Either way, no judgment, just observation. So anyway, this is the floods. What's going on? So New York, Hudson Valley, in Vermont. But I think New York got affected also. Japan. Really? Oh, monsoon rains in Indiana. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I didn't know. And then also destructive flooding in India, Japan, China, Turkey, and the U.S. Yeah, and if it's not raining, it's super hot. We're dealing with that now in Arizona, I think. Okay, so we have this. I don't know how to pronounce Spokane. Anyway, it's a city in Washington, Spokane, Washington. It's one of the most sightings. And so Spokane, Washington, Tucson, Albuquerque, Boise. I'm not sure if I'm Des Moines. Is that Des Moines? I forget how to pronounce that. Idaho, Colorado. No surprise, Colorado is a Illuminati area. There's a weather girl over there. Las Vegas. Yeah, Jackson, Mississippi, Wichita, Kansas sounds. I don't know. It's an odd. I don't know about that. Anyway, Portland's going to the dark side. Well, it technically already has been, but either way. And then Seattle, no surprise there. They have their own spaceship there. So we have here Spokane. How do you pronounce it? Spokane. It's like a nowhere town. It's like nothing. And we have Air Force Base, Fairchild Air Force Base right next to it. So whatever that means. So it's pretty far. It's pretty remote. That's on by the border. There, no surprise there. Probably a bunch of government. Who knows what over there? So yeah, Fairchild Air Force Base, and it doesn't really say a whole lot here. So I don't know what that's about. I guess they had a crash there. But it's always very quiet. You don't really hear anything. It's like, oh, just an Air Force base. We probably have alien technologies. Yada, yada, yada. No big deal. So either way, it's kind of odd energy there. So just kind of going to the UFO frequencies. That's, I don't know, just, and they're talking about it. It's still a chatter in the background. Not that I'm looking for it. I mean, I'm becoming more, well, I'm kind of am in some regard because it seems to be heating up in the background, as I said before. So we'll see. So, all right, we're going to the UFO sighting energies, the flooding frequency. Oh, yeah. The most important part of all this. God. I'm not sure if society is just downgrading itself. It pretty much is, actually. Yeah, so you have the 700 Club. This is what I'm talking about. But with spirituality, with aliens, that's coming. I'm surprised it's not here yet. Probably no one's thought about it yet. But it's going to come. They're going to talk. I mean, these guys, they talk about, they talk about their Jesus and everything. Is this it? Yeah, bro. What the hell am I looking at? Anyway, they're going through all the news of today and they add, whatever that is. And they add God to everything, or their version of God. Oh, good. Is this some ancient alien energy there? But either way, I can see ufologists, UFO community, alien, spiritual new age groups doing the same thing. Talking about news of today, adding their alien will spin to it, and talking to Anki or whoever, Ashtar Command, whatever, the Galactic Federation of who knows, whatever they want to add at the end of that to create their own little federation. It's like, is this world doomed? It kind of feels that way. I don't know. Yeah, we kind of wonder, is humanity going to survive? That's a good question. That's where miracles come from. Fucking knows. Yeah, the rise of AI, and society's going to get involved in that. Of course, my channel is being like shadow banned by YouTube, like more than anything. It's like practically don't even exist. If I started the UFO 700 Club, maybe that would be that'd still be banned if I do it. I wouldn't do that anyway. It's freaking ridiculous. God, I can do a parody version of it. So it's just sad. That's the world, and people will go eat it up. Tell you when the UFO, the Alien 700 Club starts up, man, I don't know. I think it's just over for us. It's coming though. There's enough alien. I mean, it's already, like I said, I already saw a version of it already. It's not really called that, but I saw it's weekly. What is it called? Weekly. Um, Not the esoteric. The exopolitics. So that's kind of the version of it. Here's your news updates about the exopolitics. Yeah, and yeah. Here's some news about the solar system. Who cares? Is that helping you in your daily life? Probably not. All right. Anyway, well, Lost Planet. Here we go. You go to UFO energies. We'll see what that connects with that. If they have anything to say at all. Just wherever it comes in. The flooding energy that's going on around the world, and the Alien 700 Club or the Lost World energies. So let's see here. UFO. All right, we'll just see what comes through. I think I have an idea. All right, what's this? Greetings. We have the Pleiadians. Obviously, yes, not all Pleiadians can be trusted. Some are going through, like humans, going through their own darkness, and some of them can be very much paranoid, delusional. It doesn't mean they got it from humans on your world, but they can relate to your planet very well. Soul growth is what it's called. So obviously, those alien groups have been through all this. You go through puberty basically, or intergalactic puberty. When you're paranoid, you become like an Earth human. You go through your soul changes. You let a lot of that go. Not to say everybody goes through that, but obviously, there's going to. That's. I mean, those. The worlds that are very connected to yours from the fourth dimension. Some will get like the human bug from your world. We become paranoid, fearful, disconnected from the guides, lose the love for themselves. Pretty much what your world does on a daily basis. So it does happen though. Doesn't mean they go into the third dimension. That's when they're really paranoid, when they're really shut down. But that's okay. They still have some fourth dimensional energies. They still see us. We're still part of our family. Obviously, connected to your world is a bit more complicated. Because there's so many agendas. Like, not to give the government, not to say they're involved with keeping everything secret, but society also is not ready, as you can see through. You can just tell it's so radicalized, just the way it is. It's still very similar to its primitive times. Not everybody, but quite a few are. It's just that obviously the alien frequencies, it's basically showing that we're here because obviously the world's become more dangerous as for weapons around the world. You're going to hear that one a lot. Well, because it's true. And you're just going to hear more sightings, especially as humans begin to evolve even more and begin to connect more spiritually. It's a little bit harder connecting spiritually because you have so much here trying to shut you down or to bring in fear, bring in self-destruction, and so on. Especially with some of you that do connect to alien energies, I feel a higher frequency coming through. I feel like yourself actually evolving at higher energies, but then you become also very fragile. You feel the heaviness of the manipulations of this world. They don't make it easy, especially when you're getting closer to your evolution at the higher frequency levels. Yeah, you get more attacks, basically. It's just the way it is. It comes with the territory. It's just the way this world's designed. It's up to humanity to overcome that. So it's just, it's Soul Growth. Obviously, is a military planet, technically. Of course, you have a military force here. Not all military personnel believe in alien energy. Some are very curious, and they can say that some of them have actually gotten some actual confirmation. They're not going out and telling the world, but there's like, you know what? I'm starting to feel maybe some of these rumors are true. Oh, I don't even believe it. They just don't care. They're doing work on themselves. They're trying to be the best soldier, things like that. As for Washington, this city that's having um, attention, it's not the most sightings, just yes, the most visited. But that area does get a lot of visitation. Has to do a lot with the Air Force Base in general of what they're doing. So there's a lot of elite powers there. You can say there's a lot of they stay out of course, a lot of them are in South Africa. Those that control your society, quite a few of them love chaos. Just feed off of it. At least those of the dark. The lighter energies, a lot of them are in Colorado, but a lot of them, even if they're more of a positive Illuminati energy, some of them are still have their issues they gotta clear out. Yes, they might live in Vermont, they might live somewhere a little bit more decent, less cluttered, less manipulative. Because if you're an elite, here on your planet, just a regular human, they can get compromised here and there, especially if you live in New York City, become very materialistic. Eventually, they can snap out of it, but not always. So they go to like a small town, somewhere where they can think more clear, like Oregon or something like that. So as for Seattle's energies, Seattle's a hot spot. Yes, it has a spaceship there for a reason. It's a kind of like an alien hub, you can say. It's one of them. Obviously, I'm going to show. No, it has like I said, it has a spaceship, and there's a military presence there, and you have some of your corporations there for a reason. So we're not going to go into all the details, but the presence there is quite important, you can say. Of course, in Sedona, it's more of a spiritual connection, but in Washington, it's basically keeping an eye on your country. At least one of the places, at least. Greens. This is Gaia's frequency of the floods that are going on. Yes, the purge of the Earth's timeline. Well, it's like you're clearing out old timeline for another one to come in. So it's not there to flood anybody, but it's to flood out old energies, ideas, put people on new timelines in general, get people to move, whatever it might be. It's a sign of things to come. Yes, just like the forest fire, same situation. There are timelines being forced on this planet. Also, the Earth does resist, but if society agrees to it, it's like this is what we need to go through. It will find a way here, to some level. Now, at the end of the world, no. Many are trying to do that because they want to put their name on it and say, see that planet I ended that. It's like, good luck with that. That's not going to happen. So many from trying to do it, it's not likely. I mean, the Earth, you give all this credit to humans protecting your planet, and that's true, or the aliens, humans and aliens, but also Mother Earth's energy. It's not going to let someone destroy it. No. But the flooding energies are needed, just like a volcano. Change has to happen. And it's timelines are all the same things as floods. New changes coming, new emotions coming. You learn about yourself, you clear out, you move, whatever you need to do. It's like when the flood starts, when the timeline comes, it's not going anywhere. It's going to keep on moving, as some of you see with certain agendas on your planet. So, but really, the human consciousness is always in charge. It's just some of you don't need to go through all this, but others do. And they're just, they find, wow, this is my darkness. And they go as far down as they can until they don't need it anymore, until they find more balance, which many are not quite there yet. brings. This is your lost world consciousness. Is also a zeta gray frequency for this, as they say, transmission. uh, yeah, some are going to take advantage. Well, it's so gross. Also, those that want to do alien daily reports. Well, it does kind of, the alien energies do bring out like a safety for some. I feel like, oh, good, the galactics are here. You connect your own galactic connections. It's like, oh, look, we're going to be in space one day, or just seen as crazy. But, there are going to be space religions. That's just the way it is. That's just the way your world works. Or, as you go further out into the cosmos, into the universe, religion is not, it's a mindset, but it's not as prominent as it is here. There's other worlds that have religion, yes. You can say this is one that's holding on it the strongest. It just won't let it go. I mean, obviously not everyone's involved with it, but those that feel like it's like the alien tightrope. They need that charge, they need that energy, and sound of importance, and they need some kind of like belief system structure to give them some kind of hope as the world goes insane. So those that are watching the 700 Club, yeah, they need God, the version of it. Usually it's the guy that wants to torture people, but either way, it's like, stop torturing us, we'll keep praying to you. And God goes, well, I get it. No, that doesn't really matter. I'll do this anyway. So there's that. Of course, they haven't come to terms with that. And some go to Jesus for help. In that same situation, Jesus is like, I'll help you, but do you want to help yourself? And, it's kind of like they flood him with calls, and sometimes he can help, sometimes he can't. And it's not to cure all their problems. Like, I'm not here for that. He was never really here for that, actually. It's maybe rely on, maybe it's too much because they're not really relying on themselves as of yet. As for the galactic energies, yes, the lost world energy here, yes, it goes back. Well, actually, Anki and Will say they both are involved with the world becoming lost also. Well, because they didn't get along with other alien species. It was not just one that caused it, but several, basically infighting with the extraterrestrial races along with the human races. Like, nobody can get along. So now you have all these different belief systems. You don't know what to believe anymore. Everything's twisted, which is fine if you can manage it somehow. But those that have a lot of insecurities will probably go towards the galactic knowledge religions, galactic religions, as a safety net. Yes, the aliens will come and save you, and some will come save you, but it doesn't mean they have the best intentions, because they want to be worshipped as a god also, just letting you know.